Word to my mama, I promise I gotta go get it. Hop in my whipping and be on my way. Now I'm copping a ticket to Cali. My mission to Valley, the babes in the lake till I finally come back to Miami.
What up, guys? It's Data Great here, and today I want to talk to you about Stain, the hero killer. Now, up until this point, me being a anime only viewer, I guess you could say, I've actually been wondering what they would do with this character for a long time, ever since he got locked up in the first place, just because I feel like he was, I had assumed that he was going to be important to the plot, being that up until this point, we've only seen him as like this anti-hero type of character, but at the same time, someone you would be like willing to understand and listen to, even if you do feel that his methods are wrong, like most of the heroes did. And I thought that once that happened and all these villains start coming out of the woodwork, I thought at least a few of them would be on the same type of shit Stain was on, basically trying to get rid of all the fake heroes and only keep the ones that actually deserve to be heroes. So it came as a bit of a shock to me personally, now that the season 3 finale had just aired, and it really doesn't seem that his influence meant really anything at all, besides to that one reptile dude that saved Deku in the past. But besides that, we don't really see anyone that is like basically trying to take on that mantle. To me, it just seemed like all the other villains that have popped up like recently, and at least in this season, basically all of them only used his speech or whatever as an excuse, and the effect that Stain's speech had on the villains, I feel like wasn't really that high, but the effect that it had on society as a whole was what really kind of mattered, I guess, because now people are kind of losing faith in heroes, and especially now that Endeavor is the top hero, and he's never been the type that really inspired, like, you know, peace and like tranquility in people's hearts and shit. Like, people be really worried about Endeavor because he's a violent ass motherfucker. And I don't know, I guess I had thought that Stain's speech would do more than that. I thought that there would probably be like another anti-hero type of person to take up the mantle, but at this point I'm not really sure. Like, at this point I'm kind of feeling like they just used him as basically the writers, I feel like they just used him as a chess piece to move the next arc forward and to actually have people that want to be a part of the League of Villains. And I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with that because it does move the plot forward, but at the same time, I feel like Stain was a character that could have been so much more than he was. Like, he could have been way more than he was. Like, I feel like he could have easily been like one of the like final boss type motherfuckers that like have you really question this shit, because at this point the main villain that we have right now is Shigaraki, and like, I don't know about you guys, but I really don't understand him like as a character. Like, I'm pretty sure that his reasons for changing society is actually, no, I'm 100% sure that his reasons for changing society is nothing more than that he is like basically a crazy motherfucker. He just want to see shit plunged into chaos, I guess. And to me personally, I feel like the makings of a good villain is when you can understand what they're trying to do, and like, you don't have to necessarily relate to what they're saying, but just the fact that you can understand their goals and their mission makes it easier to like them as characters, and it makes them more interesting as a whole. For example, I don't know how many of you watched the Flash, the TV show or series, but in this recent season, there was a character, and his name was the Thinker, and his ultimate goal, and the reason why he was a villain, was because he wanted to change society by getting rid of all the technology and basically returning people back to their like base forms, and like so he could like reteach them and make overall just make society better. But at the cost of that was wiping everybody of their memories and then getting rid of all technology, which is wrong, right? But if you really thought about it, you could still understand where you're coming from, even if you don't agree. And I feel like that's what made him a good villain. Now, they might not have executed it as well as they could have, but the point was that his overall backstory made a lot of sense. And I feel like Shigaraki's, at this point, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I really don't know if he is the right fit for that final boss type of villain, at least not yet. But I felt like Stain was somebody that could easily fit that role just off of his backstory alone. And hell, honestly, I feel like they could have built basically an entire arc around him, trying to find like redemption or something like that, and maybe try to figure out a different way to create that just society he wants without having to kill all the people that he feels are fake heroes. Or they could have easily done something like that, even if it wasn't the final arc or whatever. Like, they could have done something like that, because I feel like Stan is somebody that, like, mentally, he got the drive to see it through what he was trying to accomplish, but at the same time, he just went about it a wrong type of way. And if he was allowed the chance, and like maybe somebody like Deku or All Might, the one that he really thinks is the true hero, could talk to him or try to get through to him, I feel like it could work, and I feel like he would wind up being one of the greatest heroes easily, just because the will he has to succeed, even at the cost of himself. Just his vision for the society he want to see. And that's why, honestly, I feel like he's easily one of my favorite characters that I've seen so far. And that's also the reason why I'm disappointed that what they did with him, like his backstory and everything, amazing. The way he saved Deku, like on his last breath type shit, just because he really believed that Deku was a good kid and he could be a hero to save his homies, and just the hero that in his eyes was worthy of living and worthy of carrying on as a true hero. It just showed what type of person he was in that moment when he saved him. And that's why I respect him as a character. Even if I don't agree with him, I respect him as a character, and he's one of my favorite characters for that reason alone. And I really, really, really hope that this isn't the last time we see him. I know he's in jail right now or whatever, locked up somewhere, but I don't know. I feel like they could do something that could get him out, or probably not, because he killed a lot of fucking heroes, but I hope somebody break him out or something. I just want him to still be a part of the show, because I feel like the depth of his character was just way too good not to be used again and not to be explored fully for what it could be. And there's a lot of ways that it could turn out amazing for him, and maybe he could eventually get that redemption he wanted. Or, he didn't necessarily want redemption, but maybe he could get it, and maybe his viewpoint on certain shit could change. And just seeing all that play out on screen, I feel like would be good for the series as a whole, in my eyes at least. But that's all I really got to say on this subject. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and everything below. Do you think that Stain was wasted potential? Do you think that he could have possibly maybe become a hero, or at least like a vigilante at the very least? Let me know what you guys think. But anyways, as always, have a good one. Peace.